everybody. So I just wanted to talk about step 2 CS. It's something that we can blow off just because, we get so focused on step 1 and step 2 CK that we kind of forget to focus on step 2 CS. And it's really expensive, so you just want to, get it done the first time. So I just want to talk about my experience with it. I specifically took it in Los Angeles. Just wanted to, go to the West Coast and take my test there. I was at a hotel the night before. I did an AM session. You can take it in the morning or you can have a PM session. I think that the AM session is better just because, I don't want to be taking a test till super late at night, and I think it's either until 9 p.m. or like 11 p.m. that this test can go to if you do the PM session, but it's pretty late, so I'd rather just get it done in the day. So some people can not study much for this test. I am a little more paranoid and was not sure, what was going to happen. This test ended up actually being different compared to what I had expected it to be. We were told vitals and stuff would not show up once we entered the room, but it's still there once you leave the room. The way it's set up is you have you do 3 patients at a time, you get a break and all that. So tips on that is that I would recommend using some sort of study book. I used the first aid step 2 to CS. I don't think this is the most recent edition, but I would just get the most recent edition. They kind of go over what to expect and kind of the nitty-gritty details and how to get to each place, and then they kind of say, okay, a patient comes in with this kind of stuff, what are you gonna ask? Okay, this person's depressed, make sure to check the thyroid exam and make sure to document everything that you do. I'm pretty sure I forgot to document things. I'm just saying I passed, but I probably missed a lot of things on it. But yeah, you have to pass all 3 components. There's 3 parts to the exam, and English is one of the parts. So if you are a native English speaker, that part should be fine. It's just figuring out the rest. But if you've been talking to patients throughout the year, it shouldn't be too bad. It's just because they'll ask for specific things, and you have to make sure you document everything that you do, or the negatives too. So what I would recommend is what I do is that they have a section here. If you're really time crunched, there's a section where they literally just say okay, these are these little mini cases, and it'll say, okay, a patient presents with this, these are your differentials, and this is the workup you're going to do. And I would at least have that down. Know what your differentials are. I think you have to list at least 3, and then you say what supports it, what doesn't support it, and then what you want to do about it. And you can't say pain management or anything like that. You have to say okay, these are the steps. So okay, a 40-year-old female isn't having her period, she has nausea, vomiting, all that stuff. Okay, is she menstruating still? Yeah, okay, so she's pregnant, possibly. So what are you going to do about it? Ultrasound, beta HCG, all those things. That's the kind of line you have to do. Introduce yourself whenever you enter the patient's room. You want to make sure that you kind of make sure to remember things. You're given paper and a pen, so I would write down things that you think you're going to forget. For me, I specifically wrote Sakura before every patient encounter, because I would somehow, I felt I would always forget allergies, and it was a struggle for me to remember what are you allergic to. So I just did that, and then I'd almost check it off quickly as I went to not make it super obvious to the patients that I was doing that, but that's what I did just to make sure okay, where's the site of your pain, the intensity, the quality, all the Sakura stuff. So I would do that, and just if you're gonna hit something quickly, I would just do that section and just make sure, because that's what I was really reviewing the night before. I was okay, I need to do that part. I didn't test on anyone. I didn't use anybody as a person to practice. There's a note version, a free text note version that you can look at. I'm going to try and link it. And it's basically what the screen's going to look like and how you can input notes. And I would try and do that. You only have I think like 15 minutes for the patient encounter and then 10 minutes to write the note. Anytime that you finish early with the patient, you can go to writing the note. I don't think I ever went over on talking to the patient, but I think that, you know, it's really helpful if you can finish early and get the note done. Be really respectful for your patient, show the empathy, show the kindness, like, that really sucks. Not sucks, but like, I feel for you, or I'm sure that's really hard for you. All those, you know, things where you're showing that you care about the patient, be respectful for the patient, help them up onto the bed, help them off the bed, you know, all that kind of stuff. Just, you know, I would just review the exam. I don't think you need more than a week. Honestly, you could probably do it in a day. I'm just paranoid, but really you could probably do it in a day. But I would advocate just like at least glancing through it before, because if you're like, okay, maybe I need to memorize more, you can be like, okay, I'm going to do this now, rather than looking the day before and be like, oh crap. But you could most likely, if you're like really crunched on time and you can't afford a lot of time, you could probably do it the day before. I would just like really cram the day before, but I was like kind of looking at the book the week leading up to it, just because I'm really paranoid, guys. So there's like example patient notes in here, and you don't have to write in complete sentences. From this book, it didn't even seem like they always did like the heart and lung exam. I was like, what? Like, this is what my school taught me to do. I always have to do the heart and lung exam. But it was weird. So I like this. I really like the cases just because it reminded me, okay, this is like how they want it done standardized. It's not always exactly the same in real life. Like, I doubt this is how it actually goes. It really isn't how it actually goes, but it helps to have like gone through third year and like done your clinicals and stuff. So basically, the summary for this video is don't blow off Step 2 CS. It's really expensive, and they have made it apparently slightly harder to pass. So you just want to get it over with the first time. Use a study book. I like the first aid book. Use whatever works for you, whatever people around you have used, and just be polite to your patient. Look up the things that they expect you to do. There's also a video that I think the USMLE people released as like a kind of like outline of orientation thing that they'll play for you the day of, but you can look at also beforehand. I would also practice at least once writing a note, because like the you know, the PAMR FOSS stuff and the PAMR FOSS with the past medical history, the HPI, allergies, like that's not written out for you. You have to write that part out. So I would just at least tinker with that once, just so you know what you're walking into. Just be prepared, and hopefully you guys will be fine. I believe in you guys. Okay, let me know if you have any questions.